Hey, what's up, guys? It's Sami again here from the moon, and today I've decided to begin some to make some videos about JPI, Java Persistence API, and that's why I don't know. How many videos gonna be, but because I don't have internet connection, I'm going to make for each subject a short video. But what is Java Persistence API? If you take a close look at modern web applications, you see there is a database and there is a user interface. And what Java JPA is going to do is going to persist the data between Java object in our application and our database. Okay, and I expect you have idea and you know what's that already. Okay, what's an entity? An entity is nothing more and mean than a class, and it should have some conditions to be an entity, and it should be okay. We are going okay here to show you. I have here a simple empty application. I'm going to let me see. It's Java here. And I'm going there to make JPA, and there I'm going to make a class of. We are going to begin with something. I'm going to make employee class, but you can name it what you want. Okay, we want, as you know, I want to make a simple Java class, and it's class employee. I'm going to declare some variable here, ID, private, a string name, for example, private string. Or no, let's do like this: private line salary. These are our variables, and I'm going to make an empty constructor here, public employee, like this. I'm saying public employee, do this right here, ID, because I want you to see from beginning how difficult is that and how it's gonna be simple, how you know more about it. Okay, it's another constructor. It take integer int ID, and for sure we are setting our this that ID. It's mean this ID what you see in this class is equal to this ID what we got here. Okay, and just and after that we are just going to make getter and setter for our ID. I'm saying like this: generate for me make for setter and getter, but I'm doing like this. Let's take a look. I say that public employee, public int normal constructor get ID, and get ID just return ID. Okay, and I'm coming here another method, public void set ID It's just setter and getter. Int id and just return just this, and that id is equal to id. And close it for me, and we are going to make get name and just other getter and setter. For other you can generate it like this, getter and setter. We got it there. Okay, as you see here, this is a simple Java class, and we want to make an entity of this class. What we should do, we have to annotate it as entity. When we are annotate a class as entity, it say, hey, you say to application, hey, you have to connect to our database and automatically make these fields. It means it make in our database table as employee, and in that table is going to make ID, name and salary. Okay, but we need something else. When we annotate a class with entity, we need also annotate it with ID. Okay, because when we annotate it with ID, the user can choose to annotate either to declare fail or getter method, because setter is just gonna be ignored, and that's it. It's primary. We are saying this is our primary. Okay, and so we've made it an entity. It's mean when we're running this program, it's going to make a connect with our database, and it make automatically. And as you know, you have to make it manually if you are not using it JPA. Okay, now we have an entity, and we have other things. It's a entity manager factory, and this is other API. And what's the function of entity manager factory? Is configured factory object used to obtain entity managers. With other words, it's going to manage them. Okay, and how we get that? It's not here. It's not the right time to do that. But when we want to use entity manager factory, I'm going to my class here. Remember, I don't have internet connection, and that's why we are not be able to make connection with our database. But we are using it like this: entity manager factory, and as you see here, it's import entity manager assistant. And I name it EMF, and it's not a standard syntax, but you see it everywhere. And its persistence that create entity manager factory, and we have employee service. We have to pass it. Which one is the class that you have to? This is a standard syntax of. So on, we are giving employee service and employee service. Okay, so we are making a entity manager factory, and we are going to discuss about it more. Okay, and now how we are going to persist something, guys. I just show you here, but we are making application together with this. We are beginning this, and it's gonna be a big web application, modern application at the end of these videos. Okay, and okay, how we are going to persist something. Okay, we can do that. We have entity manager. Let me see entity manager. Oh, I saw it. entity manager, I'm saying that that's entity manager is equal EMF, what you here see, EMF, that's employee energy factory, dot create entity manager. That's it. And we have to persist it after that. And what we say, I'm saying, okay, here I have an employee class there. You see it here, employee class, and it's just emp is equal to new employee. I'm going to instantiate a new employee, and I'm saying 115 ID. Okay, and now this is an instance of my class, and now here really easily I'm saying that em persist emp, and it's persist this number in our database. With other words, I told them employee because we have here a constructor with one, as you see here, we have a constructor with one parameter, and that's why like this, if I'm running this program, this small script, it's going to put an employee there with the ID 115. Okay, and let's make a method. Hey guys, that's why I don't have connection, and you know that. Hey guys, let's here make a method. We want to make a method to creating an employee here. We have a employee class, and let's make we have here just we are in our main application, and it doesn't matter, we are be able to make another class and do there. But because I want to show you how to make a method to create employee. Okay, because we want to make a method to create an employee, it's mean we have to use employee because we have to return something. So employee, I'm saying create employee, and it has some parameter, and it has int ID, string name, and long salary. String name. Okay, and what are these three? Because in our class here we have ID, name, salary, and that's why we want to make a method to match them. Okay, and what I'm saying, hey, come on, employee, an instance of my class, new employee with the ID. There we passed directly a number, integer, but here we are passing our ID, what we are getting from our input. Okay, and now here emp dot set name, set name to name. Okay, it's a method name, emp dot set salary to this salary, what you get, and you don't know what is that, and it's really not necessary to know what's coming, because we know that it's a type of it should be a type of line. Okay, and that's enough for us. Okay, and now we've made it, and now we have to persist it. What persist it? It means to save it in our database or register it somewhere. Okay, and it's happened like this: persist em, because I'm copying that here, and again guys, I have to take this one also here. If we have made it a class, just one time in our class. Okay, and here em dot persist our amp, and because it's a class type of employee, it should return also employee, and we are returning amp. Okay, this is a method to persist to make employee here. Really useful, really. And now let's see. Let's imagine that we have more than 200 employees in our database. Hey guys, cheers. And we want find employee. Let's make find something. Find. Let's make a class. Method to find employee, because it should give employee back. It's also a type of employee, and I'm saying find employee. Find employee. What we need to find something, if we got ID, is enough for us. Other word, parameter ID, and just really simple return em. Oh, because just let me do something. I do this, I copy this. What I'm doing, I'm going to declare it as a class, and I don't need, yes, to em dot find. You see that there are many bunch of them. I say find, which it's a standard syntax. I am saying it's an employee class. Find ID, like this. We are returning in one line our code. Okay, and this is really to find. And now let's make a method. Let's make a method to remove employee. Okay, and again, oh no, look, we want to make a method to remove employee, and that's why, guys, that's not employee anymore. It's a void method, because it's not returning something, it's just deleting something. Okay, public void. I'm saying remove employee, remove employee, and again we need ID, and here I'm saying employee. We have to find it first. After that, see what happened. Employee emp is equal to em dot find employee class ID again. Okay, and now here, guys, I have a question here. If it's let me say that like this. We have here a condition. If our amp, you know that is employees instance of our thing, is not equal to null. Okay, after that, it's really simple one, and after that you have to say, hey, em dot remove amp. It's removing the employee with incoming ID number. Okay, And let's imagine we want update. Let's imagine we want update an employee. She or he worked too much, or worked extra work, or she or he got new telephone number, and you have to update it. Okay, and what we are going to do, because updating, its meaning give one employee back. And again, I'm saying public, again employee, but say update, update employee, and now salary, for example, and what we need integer ID, and we need also salary, because we want to update it, right? Okay, and now here I'm saying employee class, first find it, emp that is equal to em dot find employee class, go to find, search our employee dot class, and ID is just like this, and like before, if it's our emp, it's not 0 null, for example, I mean, and then you say emp that set salary, we are going to set it via our setter, set salary, emp dot get salary, we getting current salary, emp dot get salary, okay, and now plus raise what we are getting from here. We don't know which number is, but there is a line number, okay. And with other word, we are taking the current salary, current info from our database, and we are going to update it. We say, okay, that plus this, of that plus of mean, and when we did that, we have to return something, and it's nothing more and mean than our employee, okay. And so we are updating an employee. Okay, guys, we have to make this video. I have to cut it right now. This is part 1, and I think it's something about 1000 parts, because it's I want to talk about everything in JPA as a pro, and that's why I hope you follow me, because I'm going now to make a playlist and put them there. And see you in next video, guys, and have a nice day. Take care about you and your family, and ciao.